Hi everyone, I'm Hales and welcome to my channel. Today is a quick update of what I'm sewing and what's going on at the minute. Now I'm quite tired because I was up until nearly 1 o'clock in the morning sewing last night, and this is what I was sewing. It's the trousers that I started on the other day, which is for my husband's cosplay, which is the Star Wars Shore Trooper trousers. Now they are like an exaggerated jogger, sorry, I've just realised they're inside out, so excuse the noise. They are made in a canvas fabric, and let's just say me and my stitch unpicker have been good friends last night, and I had to walk away from them. This is what they're looking like at the moment. Oh, come on, shoot them out. Oh, the leg's stuck now. And I managed to get the top stitching done a bit better than I did the other day. These are the front. So they have top stitching going down the sides. They're exaggerated out, and then they come down. They're all a bit hitched up at the minute, and they have this bit here. This is where they do up, excuse the stray threads. They were going to have eyelets down, but that's what I made on the original pair, but the design has changed. So now they need to be like embroidered round, stitched round for a hole, and that's where the laces go to lace them up. Now I do have a function on my silver machine here, which is the silver 1045 machine, and there are a few embroidery stitches on that, and one of them is a circular embroidered, I don't know, circle, so you could then do it around like a button, like a kind of buttonhole, like circular buttonhole, and then obviously make your hole in the middle, and then you could use that instead of inserting a metal eyelet. But my machine, even though it has an automatic setting for start and stop, and it's like hands-free, should just whiz round, starts off okay, and then it would collapse in on itself and just end up swirling around and looking like a snail. I did a whole section. Oh, I've got it here. I haven't cut the thread ends off. So these are all the ones I've done, and these are all supposed to be perfect circles. I mean, look at that one. I mean, obviously excuse the trimming, but my machine has never been serviced. I know some of you would be horrified at that. I'm just a bit of a cheapskate because I think for a digital machine, I think it's about £75, and I think the machine only cost me like £270 in the first place. So I'm kind of on the thinking of, if nothing's seriously wrong with it, I'm just going to keep going with it. Otherwise it's very expensive. I can understand if you've got like a machine which costs hundreds and hundreds of pounds or dollars, that it's worth keeping it up to date and serviced, but there's nothing majorly wrong with it. But that, for some reason, not working. I don't know whether it's the weight of the fabric just pulling it down. I did sort of hold it in place so the fabric wasn't pulling away from the machine. I don't know, so I've had to unpick all those, and I think I'm going to have to stitch them by hand. So I'm not looking forward to that because it's like 2 panels like for each leg, so that's 4 panels of like the eyelet holes that I need to sew, so wish me luck. And then also on the inside of the leg there is, oh, it's really hard to see when there's not a leg in the trouser, but there is like a patch. There is a patch when you follow the inside seam down, and trying to stitch round like that patch and then trying to get everything to line up, it's taken me till 1 in the morning and they're still not done. So that is currently, but I did make something this week and I'll show you. I made this a few days ago. Now on the Sew magazine, I think it's the UK magazine, if you go to Sew magazine, probably .co.uk or something, if you go, there is a pattern database and you can get free patterns. And I was looking for one for a midi skirt, and there is one called the Victorian midi skirt, so I thought I would give it a go. And it just goes for the full width of the fabric, just a big rectangle, and you're adding patch pockets and a waistband. Now the fabric I got, I do like to line where I can, and the fabric I got was a cotton lawn, and I think because it was towards the end of the bolt, it was cheaper because it's Lady McElroy, and it was only £7.50 a metre, and most of the Lady McElroy fabrics I've seen are about £16 a metre, so I think that's why this one was cheaper. So this is geometric design. There is probably a name for it in If I find the name, I will pop it on the screen so you can check it out if you want to get some. And so it's kind of got these mustard effects, and then I saw these orange buttons and I thought they would be perfect to go with it. Now it's a fairly straightforward sew. It's a gathered skirt because obviously you've got that full width of fabric, and my waist is not the width of that fabric. And I think, well, the lining fabric is not probably lining fabric, it's just something I found in my stash, so it's probably thicker and it's added a bit of extra bulk. On the inside, I slip stitched that waistband to the lining. I didn't stitch in the ditch because sometimes if I try and stitch in the ditch, especially on the outside, I miss sometimes, it goes a bit wobbly, and then I catch the stitches and then it looks a bit funny. And on the very top of the waistband, get my face out of shot and then you might be able to see it, I've done a bit of top stitching at the very top, and I used my edge stitching foot, and a couple of places it was so close it did sort of slip off, and I had a loose chain of thread above it, so I had to then go back and then re-stitch that bit. I have two issues. Of course it's an issue, it's me, there's always some kind of issue going on with what I sew. Two issues. One, when I checked basically the pattern is just instructions. So they tell you to work out what size waistband and pockets and things like that to do based on certain measurements, like waist plus so many centimeters to get that. So I had the width, so the length of the waistband, and put it around me, and I thought, that's too big, that's far too big, shall I cut it down? But then when I pinned it to the gathers, I was like, oh, I think that might make it too tight, so I will keep it at that full width. It's too big. And the trouble is, because there's no side seam, because it's literally just wrapped around with a gathered skirt, there's nowhere obvious you can take it in, and because there's a button and a buttonhole at the front, it's not like you can just take it in a bit at the front. I'm a bit annoyed because I was really pleased with my hemming. I did do, so it hangs down like this. So you've got the hem and you've got the lining. The lining is not attached at the hem, it just hangs free. And the buttonholes, I will show you this on in a minute, by the way, in case you're wondering. Now I know if you have a shirt, you would put the top buttonhole be horizontal and then the rest are vertical buttonholes. But I thought when it comes to a skirt, do the same rules apply? So I googled it and looked for pictures of midi skirts, and I couldn't see a clear answer, but I did see some skirts where all of the buttonholes are horizontal and some where they were a bit of each. Trouble is, the buttons are really big, bigger than the button foot. I could just about squeeze the button into the button foot attachment. They're slightly wider than the waistband, and in order for the front to line up, for that centre panel with the buttons to line up, I've had to stitch the buttons in on the edge, otherwise they would pull, and then because of the width, obviously the buttonhole is wider than the button. If the buttonhole was this and the button was there, it was like sitting like that, so I've had to sit the buttonhole like that, so that all lines up, and then all you can see is the rest of these horizontal buttonholes. Whereas had I done them vertically, it wouldn't have been an issue because I could have sewn the buttons on in the centre. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I could have sewn them on the centre and then I wouldn't have had it. Look, so this is, so can you see? So in order for this panel, so it's not like that, so it's not gaping, so you can actually cover up the button band, each button has been sewn, but then of course you can see the buttonhole sticking out the side, and the button looks a bit weird because it's on one side and it's not in the centre. I think for a distance you probably couldn't tell because of the busy print. I don't even know if you can see the pockets because they are actually, can you see? They're actually the other way around. So the pattern goes horizontally rather than vertically, and there's two patch pockets. Right, I will quickly put it on. So this is not the official t-shirt that I'm going to wear. Actually, with the jersey knit that I had in my last haul video, I thought about making the t-shirt to go with this because the colours go quite well. This is it. I don't know if, see, I just don't know if gathered skirts are particularly flattering on me. Well, I'm just like here. Actually, now I'm wearing it. I've had like a big tea. It's just maybe not as loose today, but now I'm wearing it on my lower down. It's just lower because I've been wearing, lately when I've been making things, I've been making them for my natural waist, so they've been jeans and things all high waisted, so it's strange to wear something lower down, but I don't think it's a funny length. What do you think? Do you think I should shorten it? So obviously 5'3", I don't know if it makes me look short, so like just up a little bit, so it's like this height. I don't know, I'm not convinced. I really like the fabric. I was a bit annoyed the way it turned out. I was like, oh, I've messed up, but I don't know. You probably can't tell the buttons. If you did want to get that pattern, maybe double check the measurements on it. I will put the details down in the description box and try and, actually I'll do a link in the description box which will take you there. So it's a free pattern, you don't have to print it out, it's literally just a set of instructions for what you can do. I mean, you could probably just figure it out yourself, and some of it I did make up because obviously it doesn't say add lining. I don't know why I'm standing here shimmering away like this, but that is that. I ordered piping foot after my last video when I said I was going to make some cushions or cushion covers for my mother-in-law with piping to make them a bit more fancy. Someone suggested getting a piping foot, so I got that on Amazon Prime today. This is the foot. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I'll get my ugly mug out of shot. I haven't checked to see if it will fit. Hopefully it will. But this is the envelope that it came in. I mean, come on Amazon, really? There's one other piece of information, and that is after me basically spending the whole of last night and probably a bit of this morning on eBay, I have an exciting purchase due to arrive with me either Wednesday or Thursday, so hopefully that'll arrive in time, and if it does, I will show you what that is in next Sunday's video. I'll put a link here to a video that you might want to check out in the meantime, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.